The situation in Gaza continues to deteriorate with each passing day, as the siege against the territory persists, despite numerous calls from international organizations to grant access for humanitarian aid. Gazans are now facing critical shortages of food and water, with UN World Food Programme sounding the alarm. Shockingly, food supplies capable of feeding over 1 million Gazans remain stockpiled at the border, as the Zionist occupation blocks all access in and out of the strip.
I've come to get water. We don't have any water. We've reached a disastrous situation, below zero. The situation is catastrophic by all standards, with a crisis in food, water and electricity. I mean, people can't do anything in the current conditions. If you go to the homes and film inside, you will see extremely dire situations.
Adding to the dire circumstances, the recent Zionist decision to forcibly displace half of Gaza's population from the north to the south, including 2,000 patients undergoing treatment in 22 hospitals, has drawn strong condemnation from the World Health Organization. This decision is linking to a death sentence for the second wounded, whose numbers are tragically on the rise.
Patients undergoing hemodialysis, newborns in incubators, women with complications of pregnancy, and others are all facing imminent deterioration of their condition or death if they're forced to move, are all cut off from life-saving medical attention while being evacuated, forcing more than 2,000 patients to relocate to southern Gaza, where health facilities are already running at maximum capacity and unable to absorb a dramatic rise in the number of patients, could be a tantamount to a death sentence.
Furthermore, the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees has confirmed that the Zionist air raids on Gaza have resulted in an unparalleled humanitarian catastrophe. The UN agency has urgently called upon the Zionist occupation forces to fulfill their obligations under international law to protect civilians, including those seeking refuge in UNRWA shelters.
Wars have rules. Civilians, hospitals, schools, clinics, and United Nations premises cannot be a target. UNRWA shelters in Gaza and northern Gaza are no longer safe. This is unprecedented. Despite the order to evacuate more than 1 million persons from northern Gaza and Gaza City to the southern Gaza Strip, many, particularly pregnant women, children, the elderly, and persons with disabilities, will not be able to flee the area. They have no choice and must be protected at all times.
As tensions have escalated over the past 10 days, the Zionist forces have waged a violent war against the population in Gaza. This retaliation follows a surprise attack by Hamas, which itself was a response to years of Zionist violence against Palestinians and violations concerning the Holy Al-Aqsa Mosque. The situation in Gaza remains a deeply troubling and complex crisis, one that urgently requires international attention and intervention to alleviate the suffering of its civilian population.